Hi, Gibaud, and at last, I've got this camera in my hand, the Nikon Z6III. Thanks to Digiphoto in France who lends it to me, so I can try it and give you my opinion. So let's go for it. Let's start. Well, to be honest, it is completely impossible for me when I come to France and test some cameras to record in the same days, same weeks, everything, like my opinion and the test and all this. So you will see me change environment and clothes during this video because, well, I record the introduction here, then I go out, use it, test the camera, play with it, show you some samples, give you my opinion, give you my conclusion, but the recording of this, I record it when I'm back at home. So see you really soon for you, in a few days for me, okay, when I will be recording my conclusion. So here I am ready to give you my conclusion and some specs. But before, I would like to tell something that's really important. Please, hater, relax, don't kill me. When we speak brands like Canon, Nikon or Sony, if you say anything negative, you have some people that just jump on you, okay? And the thing, this camera, first of all, it is a great camera, no doubt, okay? But I think it's important to mention a few points that I was a bit surprised. And actually, when I tested the camera in Metz in France, I didn't notice the thing. I didn't have way of comparing. I didn't, look at it in detail. I was waiting to come back here and check. And when I checked, I saw there was a comment on my YouTube channel because in the publication space, I published a picture of the Nikon Z6 Mark III. And a Spanish guy said, Eric, I had it, I returned it and bought a Z5 II. I think quality is not as good as it was before, and I hope you will tell about it. And I answered, no, sorry, so far I didn't see any problem, so I'm not going to tell something I didn't notice. And then this is when I came here, I checked again, and the guy was right. So in a big doubt, I said, I'm going to contact some other friend. I know that I've got the Z6III. Ask them if they noticed the same thing. Some did, some didn't. And I checked also, I decided to check other YouTube reviews because I didn't check any, I never check any YouTube reviews before I do mine, okay? So just to make sure, I checked the guys at Petapixel, Chris Nichols and Jordan Drake, and they noticed exactly the same thing. So I'm going to tell about it. I will pass some pictures and videos I've made to illustrate the video, okay? And I'm going to give you some specs. But yes, it is a great camera, but I think it is important to tell there are a few points that are a bit like small quirks or things like this, and it's important to tell them. And please, if you're a Nikon fan, don't shoot me. Okay, thank you. So this Z6 or Z6III is a mirrorless full-frame camera with a partial stacked or semi-stacked sensor of 24.5 million pixels. We'll see what's about this semi-stacked sensor. It is a camera that is definitively thought as much for photography as for video. You have double slot of memory. You have SD UHS-2 and also CF Express B. Okay, the shutter is something a bit strange for me. This is vertical translation, but that's not the point. This is mechanical shutter. Then you have an electronic shutter on first curtain, and then you have a fully electronic shutter. Okay, so we'll see after, but yes, this is what it is. The speed from 30 seconds plus bulb up to 1/8000th of a second with mechanical shutter, which is the standard for this range of camera. If you look at the electronic shutter, 1/16,000th of a second, which is also usual on this kind of camera. If you look at the burst rate, really fast, electronic shutter up to 120 frames per second, and also it has pre-shot. It means that if you off-press the shutter, it starts making picture, and then when you freely press, it makes the final burst and get all your pictures, but keeps part of the pictures before the click, okay? It's usual on many cameras now, and it's present here also. The mechanical shutter gives great results 14 frames per second, 14, okay, which is really good. The ISO from 100 up to 64,000 ISO, native, of course you can force to more than that, okay. If we look at the autofocus, face detection and multi-subject detect, and it detects as low as -10 IL, which is EV, which is great for low light photography. Video, really the video specs are impressive. I'm not going to give you all of them here because it would take hours. And if you look at it, you get Apple ProRes HQ 12 bits, 422 HQ 10 bits. It records 6K up to 60p in internal RAW file. If you go 4K with a crop of DX crop, which APS-C, you can go up to 120 frames per second. Obviously, if you go with less frame per second, you don't have any crop, okay? And Full HD up to 240 frames per second. The video specs are massive, okay? Really massive. It has an IBIS of 5 axes, 8 stops. That works really nice. And if we look at connectivity, you get USB-C, HDMI-A full shot. That does prove that many engineers at Nikon really thought about you as a videographer, and they put this. Microphone connector, headphone connector, and remote control connector. The size, it's a nice size. I love it in my hand. It was, yeah, it was nice feel, nice ergonomic, really nice. 138.5 millimeter by 101.5 by 74, and the weight is reasonable, 760 grams for with battery and memory card. So for me, the ergonomic, the weight felt in my hand. I really liked it. If you look at the viewfinder, I'm not a good judge for viewfinders. For me, as long as you can see the border and have the information, that's it. But I have to admit that since I tested the Z8, every Nikon that came after that, they normally have a great viewfinder. And this is no exception. The viewfinder is really good. The monitor is high-res, fully touchable, 2.1 million pixel, and works really nice. Weather sealing, they call it advanced extreme sealing. I don't know what they mean by that. To me, I understand it as, yeah, throw anything you want on the camera, that's fine. Weather, bad weather, sand, dust, cold, heat, whatever, okay? I didn't tested it in really complicated situation to tell you, but this is what they announced, and that's good news for people who need to use this camera in harsh situation. I think this camera is really versatile. People want to use it for photography or for videography. I would say not or, I would say both. It gives good things of both worlds. For a reasonable price, it's not the cheapest camera, obviously. The price is really okay. Now let's speak about this point that I got a bit like, whoa. By the way, if you wanted to help me, don't forget I've got affiliated links in the description. Please use them, that really helps me. And if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo or Aperty by Skylum or any product from K&F website, the link is in the description. Product like K&F Concept accessories like tripod, filters, all this. You get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. In the case of Luminar Neo and Aperty is 10% on top of any offer they have. You still place my code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much. Let's carry on. If you look at the stack sensor, we all know that stack sensor are faster reading, less rolling shutter, many advantages, but you lose a bit on dynamic range. So when we look at a semi-stack sensor, like on this camera, you would expect to get the best of both worlds, and no problem, you would get more dynamic range and still a fast readout, and that would be great. But it not happen this way. The readout here is okay, but if we look at dynamic range, if you look at the video of the guys at Petapixel, they compare the Z8 with the Z6III, and you do see that there is less noise on the Z8 than the Z6III, when you would expect this to be solved and to be better. and no, it doesn't work this way. So they observe about 1/3 to half a stop of dynamic range loss. And if you compare to Z6, you get 1 stop. That's a lot, okay? So I think it's a problem for people who do low light photography. And actually, this happens mainly with low ISO. If you're in a situation you don't put high your ISO, you will notice even more than when you want to recover low light shadows, I would say. Then there's a lot more noise that enters. When you go a bit higher with the ISO, the problem is not as noticeable, okay? So that could be a problem. Second, the electronic shutter. There's one thing I don't really understand. I want to work mechanical shutter or electronic shutter. Okay, let's say electric shutter on first curtain, but I want to decide when and how I do it. And the camera decides a lot by itself. It means that if you have a tele lens, it will decide that on low speed it goes electronic, maybe to don't have vibration or whatever, but it decides by itself. And if you want to change that, you see the option to go mechanical is grayed out. You should go to auto then. And I don't know if they can fix that on a firmware, but that could be a problem for some people. I don't know why they don't let you decide always, okay? Not just this way. And I must say the electronic shutter is so silent. When I put on electronic shutter, I thought I had not made the picture, and then it's no noise at all. Okay, so that works perfect. Okay, but this choice of electronic or mechanical or electronic first curtain, I think is too much guided by the camera, and I think I would like to decide myself. I must say there is still a bit of rolling shutter, but really light, not much. It's a lot better than I could have expected. And yeah, good. I think the semi-stack sensor is an advantage on this point. Autofocus. Well, we must separate video autofocus from photography autofocus. And what's really surprising, and normally autofocus when they give problem is more on video than on photography. And here on video it goes really well. On photography it works well, but let's say you make a burst of several pictures of me right now. If there's an object that comes in, even if it's, I say that it's face detection, eye detection, okay, it will tend to jump on this, okay? So if you make action photography and you have a subject that comes in that is not expected, that could be a problem. In video, I didn't have this problem, and that works really nice. If we speak about video, the features are really advanced, but maybe that's too advanced. I'll explain. There is no fan in this camera, no way to cool it down, okay? So when you're a standard 4K, no problem, that's fine. But if you want to start to do Apple ProRes maximum quality, everything, the full shot, after about 17-18 minutes of shooting, the camera will stop telling it's overheating. And if you touch the camera, it's not hot. It's when you touch a memory card, it's really hot. So I think it's important to know that if you go 4K 60, you will you'll be able to work a lot more. Or if you don't go ProRes or whatever, you can do a lot more time. So I think it's important to know that, because if you're the typical wedding photographer or conference videographer, I should say, and that gives that puts the camera on a stand, on a tripod, and record without any stop, that's a big problem. If you want to have highest resolution, highest quality, that will be a problem because it won't record long enough. If you're going to go 4K 30 or something like this, that will be fine, no problem. But on the other hand, many people will say, yeah, but you don't use Apple ProRes maximum shot to be recording an hour without stopping. That's right. Maybe you're doing a short movie, or maybe you could do something a lot longer, but normally you stop. Action, record, stop. 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you stop, and then you go the following scene. So you will never ever notice the problem. But I have to tell it because some people do want to record without stopping for an hour, and this camera, if you want the highest quality, that's not the right choice, I think. Okay. Something else, when you go to extreme high ISO in video, you will see that you get some flickering on dark areas. I don't know if you can remove that. It flickers there and there's no solution. And even on 6400 it may happen. Okay, so it's important to know that in the type of video you do, maybe you are outdoor, daytime, a football game, and you make video, you will probably never notice it. Okay, but if you do some situation where you have a high dynamic range with really dark areas, that will flicker there, and there's no way you can fix that. So I think most things I've just said, people will never ever notice it because the way they use the camera will not notice it. Okay, so there will not be a problem. Or some people may say, Eric is crazy, how did he say that? I don't see the problem. Okay, so that's it. But I think if you're going to be in extreme situation, it's important to know that, to know if this camera is for you. So my conclusion, I think this camera is so versatile. It's really, really interesting for a real acceptable price. It's not the lowest price, but still I think great price for what it offers for people who want to use video and photography. If you want to use only video, I think this is still a great option with many features for a reasonable price. I think people who want to do video only is a great camera for that. The thing is for people who do photography only. And I think there are better options than this. I think if you want to spend a bit less, maybe a Z5 Mark II is probably a better option. Or if you want to be prepared to pay a bit more, a Z8 or a Z7 Mark II, I think there are better options than this as a photography only camera. Okay, but if you're the type of person who do both, this is probably maybe not the best option, but a great option. Okay, and if you want to do video only, I still think it gives great features. I think that actually what Nikon has done is to sacrifice a bit the photography part in favor of the video part. I think this decision of a semi-stack sensor is due to that. They wanted to give better result in video, and they didn't mind losing a bit of quality on the photography side. They don't communicate on this, so we don't know, okay? But I still think this camera is a great camera, and it's completely recommendable. But it's like any camera, it's just a tool. If you are the person that corresponds to the tool, that's recommendable. If you are not the type of person who use the tool in such or such situation, that's not the tool for you. That's simple. So for me, this tool is really interesting. Okay, so if you're interested in this camera, I'll leave you a link in the description where you can buy it. So thank you so much Digit Photo for lending me the camera so I could test it. Thank you to you for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, the small button down here and a small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. My website, ericgibaud.com. If you have any question, can leave a comment below. Also, I'll leave you affiliated links in the description. Please use them, that really helps me. And don't forget, if you wanted to buy Luminar Neo or Aperty by Skylum or any product from K&F website, I've got the link in the description, like K&F Concept products, accessory, photo accessories. You have a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. In the case of Luminar Neo and Aperty, you get 10% on top of any offer they have. You still place your code, it's even cheaper for you. Thank you so much, that really helps me. Also leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much, please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye!